What's up, everybody? How are you guys doing? Welcome to Jrichfits Lifestyle and Health Coaching Corner. We're on episode 27. Today's topic is the coronavirus and how I'm living in it 1.5 months later. I'm just going to go over quick my stance. My stance on the coronavirus is I'm not a conspiracy theory person, so I do believe it's a real thing. I don't believe that governments all over the world just shut down the economy and shut down money and shut down sports and all that stuff just to get a test survey of how people would actually move in crisis. I don't believe that. I do believe that there is a virus out there, and I think it attacks the elderly and it attacks the weak immune systems of anybody of all ages. And I do think it's a real thing. I just believe that the world's a little dramatic. A lot of people wouldn't like that stance and they would say, oh, this is a real thing. But in my opinion, it's a huge wake-up call to show people that you cannot live an unhealthy lifestyle. You got to build your immune system up. You have to stay strong. You have to work out. You have to do all these things. And more likely, you'll survive. It's not 100% guarantee you'll survive. There's not 100% guarantee to anything in life. But you're putting yourself in a better position to further your life. I'm not big on this ant farm movement where the news says something, you digest it all the way down until you are a moving vessel of whatever the fuck the news says. Have a fucking opinion. In my honest opinion, I was taught by my parents, you handle things when it gets to your doorstep. Some people think that's an ignorant viewpoint. And to people that think that, fuck you. Because I don't give a fuck about your viewpoint. None of it matters. You have yours, I have mine. I think that's the big thing that's been irritating me, is so many people want to project their viewpoint onto you and what you should be doing. Understand this if you don't understand anything else I'm going to say today. Your opinion is the only thing that fucking matters to you. Nobody should move to your opinion. Nobody should really give a fuck about your opinion. So whatever you're saying, just make sure you're living it. But don't try to force your opinion or don't try to force your viewpoints onto anybody or judge them. We don't judge the homeless that are outside begging for money. You actually feel pity for them. You give them 50 cents a dollar all day, every day, knowing that they're going to go buy drugs and abuse their body and keep on doing it. But you don't just judge them. You're too scared because the societal norm is to not say bum and crackhead. It's to say the homeless. Fuck that shit. You're so wrapped up on trying to look like a great citizen that you'll support them knowing that, like I said, they're not going to use it to further their education. They're not going to use it to fucking go get something to eat. They're going to use it to shoot up. They're going to use it to smoke something. And this is no different. Where if somebody wants to go outside and work out and not have a mask on, or if somebody wants to go hug their friend, who the fuck do you think you are to scoff at them or give them a dirty look or say anything? Just worry about your fucking self. If you're so fucking worried, stay the fuck inside. Everybody has the right to do whatever the fuck they feel like. And I don't think that anybody should tell anybody how to live. I see people wearing masks. I see people staying inside, washing the shit out their hands. Do I think that they're over the top? And do I think that they're wasting so much time that they could use in so many different fashions? For sure. But you're not going to see me judge you on it. I might speak on it. I'm not judging you. I don't look at you any different no matter what the fuck you do. Because it's your life and you worry about it and you do what you want to do. What have I seen so far? The first one that I've seen a lot of are these social justice heroes. Like I was saying earlier, there's so many people that want you to know their opinion. And just because all the ants and all the sheep are on this side, if you're a lone wolf, holy shit, do they judge and look and say all these things. But the one thing I did notice is they'll judge and look and say all these things on social media and 20 yards away. But when it comes to face, a lot of them don't say shit. Because when you're a sheep and when you're an ant, you're only tough with your sheep and ants around you. But when you're individual and you go see a wolf, you might get eaten. So you learn to shut the fuck up real quick. So that's the one thing I have learned and have seen is these social justice heroes get on my nerves. I'll give a quick story. I was teaching a class outside. Everybody was 6 feet apart, spraying down the equipment, every motion. They had gloves on. It was very safe as you possibly be. Guy comes up to me on the other side of the fence, lived a block away, and was telling me about how he didn't feel safe and he didn't feel comfortable because this is his neighborhood. I said, then what the fuck are you doing outside then? And any other time, there's so many, when the flu season is out, when H1N1 was strong, when Ebola, when the bird flu, all these things were strong, and the news didn't say shit about that. Nobody's saying shit. I've been training people outside for years. Nobody says shit. But now since the news says, this is a horrible thing, you should stay inside. Because the news says it. You can't even formulate your own opinion. If I saw people outside and going outside, your eyes would explode and your heart would shoot out your ass and you turn to a fucking zombie, yeah, I wouldn't be training people outside. But I've been outside every single day. Looks like a normal day every time. Don't see any dead bodies on the floor. Don't hear of anybody knowing anybody directly is dying from it. And these social justice heroes create this alternate universe in their head where there's zombies and there's fucking cooties and all the bullshit is out, and it's not really happening that way. And everybody wants to be a tough guy and say things on social media and do this and do that. Long story short, that guy, he threatened to call the cops, and I threatened to beat his ass. So he ended up going to his house, and he eventually called the cops, and we were done with the workout anyways. And the cop came, and the cop had the worst, like, the saddest look on his face. The cop was like, hey man, this is not what I signed up for to be a cop. I don't want to shut down parks. I don't want to stop fitness and workouts and all that type of stuff. But since we were done, he was like, the park is closed. You guys gotta go. Simple, easy stuff. But I don't like when people come up to you with hostile intentions or their chest out because they feel like this is the right thing to do. You ain't saving nobody. You're not helping nobody. It's almost like the straw thing where you're saving turtles. Man, you ain't saving shit. You don't know anything direct or really what you're doing, but it's because of the sheep and the ants tell you this is what you do, and the news and mommy and daddy, the news tell you everything to do, so you just roll with it. You don't know how to formulate your own opinion. What else have I seen? Alluding into, or kind of colliding into that, just all the false information. It comes out later that if you had corona in your body and you got into a car accident and they did an autopsy on your body and you had it, that is a corona-related death. So what you're noticing is they're blowing up these numbers to insane amounts to freak you out, where it's not really the number that's supposed to be. One day it's killing 20,000, 80,000, then it turns, or the projection was it was going to kill 1 million people in California, and it ends up the scientist that added all that up was wrong, and he overprojected, and it's really 20,000 or whatever the fuck it is. I'm not really gonna dive into the numbers because I'm not. That's if you're not understanding what I'm saying or you're not understanding me, I'm not that guy. I don't sit in front of the computer. I don't try to fill myself with numbers, and I don't try to fill myself with all of this biased information on either side. You can go either way and find biased information and sound like a genius. I'm going off of what I've seen. I'm going off of my first-hand interaction. I've been outside every single day. I've been working every single day. Haven't coughed, not sick, don't see anybody dead on the streets. Most people that are getting their information going crazy stay inside all day, and all they do is watch the news, and that is going to flood your brain with all the worst information. I told a lot of my clients this. If you watch a show called Monsters Inside Me, it's a show about parasites and bugs that can get inside your body. Drinking the wrong water, eating bad food, jumping in a lake, a stagnant lake or something like that, you can get parasites in your system. If you watch that show, you will never eat, drink, or go anywhere because you're going to freak yourself out. If you don't watch that show, you don't even think twice about it. You just live. And that's the message, is just keep living, because if you keep watching these things, it's going to freak you out to not want to do anything. The news is doing that right now. And I think if you're sitting in front of the news and that's where you're getting your information from, and you're not going outside and you're not seeing it for firsthand, then you're going to freak yourself out and you're going to waste 2 months of your life that you will never get back. That's a big message that I want to get across. When years from now, they're studying about this in school, and I have a kid, and they come up to me and go, Dad, what did you do? I'm going to be like, I went outside and I fucking lived. While all these other sheep and all these other ants and idiots stayed inside, thinking the world was going to come to an end and your head was going to blow up. That's just not how I live. So when I have all these amazing stories of this time, when it comes to going to a beach and not having anybody on the beach, or it goes to going to a mall park and parking garage and rollerblading in it because there's no cars there and it's shut down, it's just doing all these fun things, it's going to sound so much better than your sorry ass story of, I watched the news and I stayed home and I saved lives. Good for you for being lazy as fuck and eating and drinking and doing the laziest thing you can possibly do is save a life. Pat on the back, motherfucker. And then what else have I seen? I've been picking it off this whole time. That sheep mentality. It's the worst way to live. If everybody jumped, like it's that old saying, if everybody jumped off the bridge, would you jump off a bridge? If your answer is no, then don't live inside and don't do this sheep news bullshit. Be safe. Go outside. Stay 6 feet away from anybody that you're not in close contact with. Make sure that you're not in a closed room with a bunch of people. Don't have people coughing and sneezing and spitting all over you. But live. Holy shit, is it okay to go outside and live? And at the end of the day, you're going to take better care of your body going outside. You're going to get the air. You're going to get all the elements moving around in the air, the tree pollen, the oxygen. You're going to get vitamin D that you're going to need so much. Your body is a big organ. The skin on your body is a huge organ. It needs to be fed. It needs to be used. And if you're inside all day, all you're doing is weakening your immune system. And you're getting lazier and you're getting fatter. And you're doing the opposite of what you should be doing. Go outside and strengthen your immune system. Get better. Get fresh air. Don't be afraid of outside, because what ends up happening is when you do go outside, you're going to be afraid. And you're going to have a weak immune system. You're not going to be able to do the things that you normally could do. When it comes to being fat and out of shape and just not ready for the world, then you create a hermit and you stay inside. And then you become a consumer, because if you notice, you're consuming more. You're eating more. You're drinking more. You're shopping more. This is what big business wants. They want more consumers. And that's what you're becoming. So why the fuck would you not wake up, shake that off, and teach your nieces and nephews, your kids, your spouse, your friends a different beat? It's okay to go outside. It's okay to be safe. Don't be a fucking moron sheep. And then this one, oh man, it's funny, but it is true. This thing has really showed me, this whole corona, how people act, what's been going on, is it has really showed me, in a real zombie apocalypse or a real pandemic or a real World War Z type situation, I know which one of my friends died week 1, and I know which one of my friends makes it all the way to the end. I'm not going to name any names, and I know if you're paying attention to this, you know exactly which friends I'm talking about, and I think you know exactly which one of your family members or friends that you're talking about if you're thinking of this scenario. But all my friends that decide to stay inside and watch the news and get flooded with all this bullshit information, you die week 1. You are the type of person that goes, it's okay, as long as we stay together in the room, in our house, we should be fine. Just barricade the doors. Nah, motherfucker. You gotta keep moving. If you watch any movie, the ones that stay are the ones that get eaten. The ones that keep moving are the ones that survive. And me, I'm a keep moving motherfucker. If you are not I'm sorry to tell you, you die week one. There's nothing I can do for you. You're dead because you have a sheep's mentality. You think that the government is going to come save you. You're the first one that goes, well, I heard that there's an army bunker down in San Francisco. I heard that's where everybody's going. Let's go. Yeah, perfect idea. Let's go where the fuck everybody's going. I'm going to go the other way where only me and my small few of alpha fucking stab a motherfucker, cook a motherfucker, and eat a motherfucker. I want those people by my side. My dad came over 2 weeks into this shit, dropped off a shotgun and 100 shells, told me, this is enough for you to get to my house. That's all you gotta do. Get to that guy's house. He's got everything that you need. And then you load up. Everybody loads up and you get the fuck on. So that's one thing. On a funny note, it really did show me which one of my friends I need to be around in a huge crisis and which one of my friends would just slow me down. It doesn't mean you can't change. It just means you gotta wake up. It just means that you shouldn't be distancing yourself from your friends. It means you shouldn't be distancing yourself from your family. If anything, this should have been an opportunity for you guys to come closer together, create a stronger bond, and get a tribal mentality where it's my group and my family and fuck everybody else. If this shit goes south, I know who I have and I know who I need to take care of, and everybody else is on their own. But if you do the kumbaya thing, you think that the world is gonna save you, it won't, and you'll be dead fast. And it just means more food for me and more drink and more life. So keep living that way. Oh man. And then now, like I said, in the last episode in 26, we had a new little segment. In this episode, we're going to introduce a new segment too. It is called White Collar, Blue Collar, or No Collar. So what's going to end up happening is I'm going to read off a scenario, a situation, a type, and it'll either fall under a white collar section, a blue collar section, or a no collar section. If you don't know what those are, white collar is rich, upper echelon, stuck up, snobby, all that type of stuff. Blue collar, hard working, nose to the grindstone, just trying to make a decent wage, ends meet. And then no collar is the ultimate knockdown hustler, the one that might not be documented, the one that might not have no dough or be living in their car or something like that. But this is going to fall under white collar, blue collar, no collar. First topic, working outside during Corona. This falls under two collars. This is a very blue collar and this is a very no collar thing, because I fathom myself to be a blue collar worker. I've been working outside all day, every day. Every single day I'm training, I'm doing something, but I'm outside. There's a no collar cast of workers that I see outside as well. And I tip my fucking hat to you because I love this group. Sometimes I train clients in the Hillsborough Hills, nice area where there's a very white collar community, all that good stuff. And as I'm driving along, I see truck, lawnmower, clippers, weed whackers, all that good stuff. Those are my no collar, hard working people. You can put together which no collars I'm talking about, but they work all day, every fucking day, nonstop, while all you pussies are inside. These no collar workers are busting their ass, hitting the hedges, working. There's a car wash right here. Motherfuckers are working the car wash still. Love them to death. I earn so much more respect for this group of no collar workers because my white ass is the only one outside. Their tan to brown asses are all outside and they are working and they are making that money. And I respect it. I respect a hustler at any stage. And these guys are the strongest of hustlers. So when it comes to working outside during the coronavirus, it is a very blue collar to no collar thing, because then also you look around, construction is booming. Business is booming, baby. If this shit was that fucking serious, Why are all the construction companies still working? Why are you outside looking at these roads and you're like, damn, this road just got smoothed out. There used to be bumps and rocks and everything on this road. That's because construction is at an all-time high. You are not outside. You are not driving. So they're shutting streets down and getting shit done. My dad, what, 50 fucking 7 years old? He's still working. So if he's still working, I'm still working. And he's working construction sites down and the tunnels right next to Chinatown on the Mission. He's all over the place working. If that guy can still work, I can still work. Because his shit is not super essential. Construction is not a non-essential thing that you need to have open, need to have doing. But they have deadlines and they have business. And construction is billion-dollar business. So if you slow that shit down and you slow the infrastructure of the economy when it finally gets released, then you're going to be behind the eight ball. But construction workers are making sure they're not behind the eight ball. So that blue collar and then those lawn mowing pushing, weed whack smacking, no collar guys over there, love them to death. Topic 2. Binge watching Netflix / watching stupid shows like The Tiger and the King. This falls under 2 collars as well. This is a very blue collar and this is a very white collar thing. To be able to sit at home all day, every day, not worry about money and how to make money, and binge watch Netflix is a very upper echelon type thing. And it's something that I do not agree with. Maybe if it's the last 3 hours of you being awake, 9, 10, 11, possibly 12, feel free. Knock some shows out. If it is 11 and you went AM to 11 PM watching shows, good God, life must be amazing. Good God, you must never have to worry about a bill or worry about making money. Me, not so much. Some people are raised through comfort and people like myself are raised through panic. If I'm not making money or if I'm not bettering myself, then I'm getting weaker that day. And if there's one thing I do not enjoy is getting weaker. If you're sitting on your fucking ass watching Netflix and watching stupid, how the fuck did Tiger and the King get fucking famous? Who is pumping this shit? There's so many things that could be out there. Tiger and the fucking King one with some fruit pie that was converting supposedly straight guys to be with crack and fucking heroin to become gay, and then they're buying tigers in Oklahoma and shooting them and eating them, skinning them. Who the fuck is writing that off as the thing to watch that everybody was all about? Don't allow this fucking TV engine to drive you to watch bullshit and waste your life. That shit was I haven't watched it. It's a 9 series, a 10 series. That means 9 to 10 hours of your life that you did not get back by watching stupid ass Tiger and the King. So there nobody with no collars sitting there wasting time, because there's not time to be wasted if you have no collar. Blue collars, if you're doing this, you're barely blue. You're light blue. You ain't a dark blue collar. You're a light blue collar. You're very close to the white collar side. Get the fuck up and wake the fuck up. Don't be wasting your time watching all the bullshit. Number 3, getting tested for COVID. That's been the big thing. I've never once seen something that is so detrimental to your health and people are so worried about it, but the test to actually find out that you have it is so fucking expensive. And most insurances somehow don't cover it, or they only cover 20%. Weird, right? That's not weird at all. If you're paying attention, that doesn't throw you off for the slightest. That we're so worried about anybody having it, but we have no clue who the fuck has it. And then out of nowhere, you could have it and you could feel like you're gonna die. Or you could have it and you could feel like you just have the flu. Or guess what? You could be asymptomatic and you could have no symptoms at all and you'd be absolutely fine. Well, way to fucking broaden the spectrum to make people shit their pants. At least with the flu, you got a sore throat, a cough, a sneeze, a fucking runny butthole, whatever the fuck you got. This shit covers all spectrums. You're either feeling like you're gonna die, you feel like you got cold, or you feel absolutely fine. But the test for it is extremely expensive. Believe what you want to believe. I think that is retarded. And to put a collar on it, it's a white collar thing. If you have the money to get tested, you're white collar to the max. Because I don't know anybody with no collar and blue collar that could waste that type of money on a maybe test to where you can have no symptoms, be like, oh, let me just check. But guess what? It wouldn't even matter if you got the test. You could walk outside compared to the information that's being thrown out there. You could walk outside, touch your car door, somehow have it. You can walk outside, go to the grocery store, and touch a piece of fruit, somehow have it. So it doesn't matter about getting the test. Because if you're dying, they're going to test you for a lot of things anyway. So how about you just get to that point? Get to the point where you're sick enough to where you might be able to get it for free. But if you're out there and you're getting tested for it, and it comes out negative, but that doesn't mean shit. You can still get it somehow, some other way by sitting on your toilet and scratching your ass wrong. So if you're getting a test, very white collar. And I think that's very pointless. You're just wasting a shitload of money. And then the last and final one, donating money to local businesses. I might get some shit for this, for saying this, but I can give a fuck. I don't think you should donate money to any local business, no matter how much you like it. If my local business disappoints me to the fact of where they couldn't save money, they always say, save money for a rainy day. You never know what could happen. And if you're a business that did not listen to that, barbershop, liquor store, restaurant, gym, then you should fucking close. You're not a good restaurant. You're not a good store. You're not a good gym. If you weren't saving money for things like this to possibly happen, it's not for everybody. They always say that all these places close and something reopens anyways. It wasn't meant for you. And for you to sit there and to be weak enough to beg people for money just to stay open a year more, a month more, whatever, just doesn't float my boat. I think that if you really wanted to show something, you should make food. If it's a restaurant, make food and hand it out to people and ask for donations. Do something back. But don't just sit there and don't just ask for money and don't just beg and be like, please, could you help us out? Because guess what? Motherfuckers don't have jobs. A lot of people don't have jobs that give you money. So why sit there and beg? And like I said, to keep your business open a year longer, you're not good at saving money. You weren't making money to be profitable anyways. You shouldn't be open. And you shouldn't be asking people to hand money to you. And you shouldn't be asking people to save you. If there's one thing I don't like in life for myself or anybody around me, don't expect to be saved by anybody else. Save yourself. That's the biggest message. My dad taught me that at a very young age. Go save yourself and don't worry about nobody else. And don't worry about somebody, hey, Jake, let me help you. Fuck that shit. I would rather my shit go down and be proud that I gave him my best and I gave him my shot than sit there and ask for handouts and sit there and ask for GoFundMes and just look so fucking pathetic. Get some backbone. Save some money. Be creative. Creativity, when people start handing you money, you start becoming less and less creative. And you just start realizing it's an easier cash grab. It's an easier handout. And you, like I said, just don't be fucking open. Any business that's paying attention to this, or any person that's a part of this business paying attention to this, get some fucking ball sack and get some backbone. And don't ask for handouts. And if that's the case, then go work at it. If your restaurant shuts down, it's cool. You still got the skill to be a manager. You still got the skill to cook. Go work at another restaurant. And then later, save some money up and start your business all over again. That's the way to do it if you don't have the means now. But don't sit and beg for people. That just looks sorry as fuck to me. And with that being said, we're at 30 minutes. We are close to the end. If you don't like what I said, or if you don't agree with what I said, I don't give a fuck. That's not why I speak. I speak because that's how I am. I can care about your feelings the same way if you speak. Don't worry about my feelings. Say what you want to say and live the way you want to live. That's the biggest message behind this whole thing. If you want to stay inside and you want to be a hermit and you want to be scared, I'm telling you right now, I'm okay with that because that's your decision. If I want to go outside and I want to be a boss ass motherfucker, an alpha howling at the moon, then just allow that to be. With that being said, have a great day. Thank you guys very much. Stay safe. Don't cough or fart on anybody. Enjoy your family. Enjoy your friends by any way means necessary. If it's on Zoom or if it's going and seeing them and giving them a hug. Because tomorrow's not promised. People think that this is a freeze time where you'll see somebody the next day. You might not. Make sure you get a hold of people. Make sure you show love. And make sure you're smiling all the time and laughing. If anything, laugh at some of these things. Don't take them so serious. Have a great day. I'll talk to you guys again next time. Peace.